So I started a series last week called The Science of Self-Empowerment, Awakening the New Human Story. Now, I am not a scientist. I never did well in school in science. Ooh. I was good at English. And I got A's in speech. I'm just saying. However, science fascinates me. And the science of today that is so different than what I was taught in school just that many years ago. And just 300 years ago, Darwin's theory and how that became norm. That's what we were taught in school. And now we are looking at new ways of examining who we are as humans and how we came about. And a whole opportunity, a whole new science is opening up to our awareness. Now, many of you know that Charles Fillmore, our co-founder, loved science. He studied with scientists. Now, in the 1890s, they didn't know a whole lot like we do today. And they didn't have the internet, and they didn't have all the technology and all the ways to study and connect. But he truly believed that there is an invisible realm that is present in our world, that we are connected to and can learn how to be in harmony with. And I don't know how many of you agree with that, but that sense that there is an invisible and visible realm, and that we have a way to connect with it and be in harmony with it. And we know the difference when we're not in harmony. And we're going to talk a little bit about where that invisible realm is and how we learn to work with it. So last week I talked about that 200,000 years ago, humans as we know ourselves today came on the planet. We are not descendants of Cro-Magnon men. And you saw me stumble last week over Neanderthals. Close. That we are not descendants of that essence of life on Earth. We have one distinct chromosome that is different from Cro-Magnon man. About 200,000 years ago, though, that which is called human today appeared on Earth. It wasn't evolved from other beings or animals. And it wasn't a creation by an immanent being. So this may be the first time you've heard it, or you've believed this all along. So who are we then? So if human beings as we are today, we are the same as we were 200,000 years ago. Wow. And our chromosomes are the same as they were. We have not changed. And in all the research they are doing, they are finding out that our heart is the memory carrier of our body and our mind. And that the brain and the heart work together. Now, last week I told a story about memory transference. And they didn't actually understand memory transference until they started doing heart transplants. And you remember, was that in the 60s maybe in South Africa where they started doing them? And then the stories began being told about people who had memories that were not attached to them. And they couldn't understand it. They did a little research and discovered that memory belonged to the person they got the heart transplant from. Now, there's a story of a 10-year-old girl. There was an 8-year-old girl and a 10-year-old girl. And the 10-year-old girl received the heart of the 8-year-old girl. And she began, after she was recovering at home, to have horrific dreams. She felt she was being followed. She felt she was being attacked. She would be screaming all night long. She felt she was being chased, and she felt she was being killed. Now, she had this dream over and over and over again. Eventually, her parents took her to her doctor. He recommended the psychologist. They went to the police. And the child's heart that was in her had been killed. They did research in unsolved murders, and they found the man. He was prosecuted and went to jail. And over and over and over, this is happening in the world. I mean, this is old news now. This is old news now. The eventuality that someone who has a heart transplant carries the memories of those whose heart they have. So who are we if we're not evolutionary beings and we're not creation beings? Who are we? And what is the part of our lives that lead our decisions? Some of you have studied heart math, and I'm going to talk more about that next week. However, there is a connection between decision making, not just with our brain. Our heart has neurons that are not connected to the brain. Our heart has neurons that are not connected to the brain. And you know that word called intuition? That is divine wisdom. Now, many people have said intuition is female. Do you ever hear that? Intuition is something that we all have. Do we listen to it? Do we follow it? Are we friends with it? Is it like being in outer space? Divine wisdom works through our intuition, memories, and gives us incredible experiences when we follow it. Has anyone here ever not followed your intuition? Yeah, okay. Discounted it. Said it was ridiculous. Why would I do that? You might rethink that process, because the process of the heart is like it's machine with intelligence. They have a wonderful book in Heart Math, The Intelligent Heart. The heart carries a great deal of our intelligence, not the brain. However, the brain and the heart work together. They have a network of connection. So the heart and the brain are constantly working on our behalf. The question always is, am I listening? Am I listening? So they go on to say in this incredible book that we have been they don't use the word created in the same way that we think of it. It's not like a creator. We are on this planet not to survive, but to thrive. We are on this planet for a reason. And are we living from that knowing? And without us being an evolutionary being, and without us coming from something on high, we are made of more than stuff. We are a divine creation. We are unique, and we have attributes that nothing on the planet has. Now we find a link with us to chimpanzees. They've done all kinds of scientific work. And, you know, chimpanzees can figure out, one of them figures out how to peel the banana, And then they teach each other how to peel the banana, and then by the next generation everyone is peeling the banana. They are extremely intelligent and in some ways similar to us, in other ways not. So how do we live with this information? Does it make a difference to us? Are we going to look at ourselves differently and say, who am I as a human? Who am I? And what is my life to be about? Greg Braden talks about that we are part of a living, vibrant universe. We are something more than chromosomes. We are here to do more than survive. Research shows us that our lives have purpose. That our lives have purpose. We're not just taking up space. We just didn't get a job or get married or have a career, move around the country, up with people. I love that. We are here for a purpose. And what is our purpose? I know many people, when I've been in different ministries across the country, that's the most important question people ask me. What's my purpose? I don't know what your purpose is. You know what your purpose is. Maybe it's to be a great mom. Maybe it's to be a hairdresser. Maybe it's to be a musician. But we each have a purpose. We're just not hanging here. We're not just moving through life, taking up space. And so when we ask ourselves, what is my purpose? That's a deep question. And guess where the answer is? In the heart, of course. In the heart. And how much time do we spend listening to our heart? Maybe not as much as we would like to. So I'm going to end with a quote from Einstein. Good old scientist here. Have to manage the microphone, the glasses, and the book. A human being is a part of the whole, called by us the universe, a part limited in time and space. He, she experiences themselves, their thoughts and feelings, as something separate from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to affection for a few. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion, to embrace all able to achieve this completely. But the striving for such achievement is in itself a part of the liberation and a foundation for inner security. So I invite you today to begin to uncover the layers that we have put upon ourselves. This is who I am. We have many labels. I used to call them hats. I wear so many hats, they fall off my head. We wear many hats. And that isn't who we are. It's something we do. Would you agree? Those are things we do. That's not who we are. We're a spiritual being in a physical body. And we are here for a purpose. And what is our purpose? To extend ourselves, to be helpful, to be kind, to be loving, to listen to our heart, to be forgiving and caring. Everyone has their own purpose. And we have the opportunity, because of who we are, and the opportunity to listen to our heart, to be guided by that purpose. I invite you to go home and write it in a journal or draw a picture or go on a walk and look for a sign in the pebbles. Listen for the birds. There is a message. There is a message in your heart guiding you to your purpose. So now we're going to have a time of quiet. I invite you to put your hand on your heart if you feel comfortable doing so. And just take some deep breaths in and out. Just feel that heart. Aligning your thoughts with your breath. I am. I am guided by the divine wisdom in me. Continuing to breathe in and out, slowly, gently, your own rhythm. Not forcing, letting. I am. My heart is my guide, and my purpose is revealed. We might say, oh, that's such a small thing, or that's such a big thing. Oh, I don't know. Just listen. Just listen. And we allow the memories of our heart to support us in our everyday life. And we over and over return to this holy, sacred place. The heart. When you're ready, opening your hands and very slowly, if you are ready, opening your eyes. readjusting to the light, and saying to yourself, all is well. All is well. In the name of the divine presence that moves in and through and around us and in all of life, we say, Amen.